Yes, we can go ahead. We'll just start right now. I think I think we're happy Thursday, everyone.
We just got back from an outing to Trader Joe's and it's cold and Lon didn't know what to do and so we're doing this.
So I said I'm just going to go back to bed and not get up.
No, it's cold in the rest of the house,
So we're in the warm room in the
which
house.
must be at least 59.
Let's strip down.
No.
Well, before we went to Trader Joe's this morning, we had a spirited conversation.
I did all the talking. He tried to listen.
It was a real back and forth
Can
about,
you say, I always say, can you just say hi like the Japanese? Do you hear what I said?
hey,
Hi.
hey, hey. Uh, well, anyway, we were. Do you want to say what we were talking about?
Go ahead if you remember
We
it.
were talking about how Thelemites and modern magicians who admire Crowley and follow the Thelemic path as they understand it. I hate the word path. I'm
No, well,
I'm not a path guy. But anyway, how we turn to Crowley and Crowley's writings and Crowley's materials and Crowley's work to get further insight on how we view our own magical situation. And we sort of have crystallized Crowley and put him in a, like he trapped in amber to see, oh, what is Crowley's thoughts on this, and then we go on. We can have our own thoughts if we want, but we sort of have Crowley stuck there as a crystallized icon of information, like on that Star Trek. They had an artificial intelligence called Landru. Andrew was wise, but he was stuck in place and didn't make considerations of how the universe and objective reality actually changes.
so
So,
I was wondering if Crowley were alive, what would he be, how active would he be in the fighting the climate crisis, or trying to make peace on Earth, or human rights, or anything?
or
What
the
would,
survival of the planet.
yeah, exactly what I
Yeah,
said. So what would he be doing? And he wasn't apolitical after all.
he started World War One. He thought it was a good idea to bring the
And
U.S. in the war on England's side, so, and he attended socialist rallies and things like that. But then he wrote pretty much like a rugged individualist uh, in other things. But what would he do? What would he do now?
not that I actually would pay any more attention to him, if, if he was here than if he's dead. I guess I don't know,
Because he was
but
he was a man of his times. That he was,
right,
with the latent racism and
sexism.
sexism and all of that, and he was just doing his best to advance forward in those
And he
areas.
talked about those things, but he never pushed those as the most important parts of his work either. So
So
anyway,
it's still up to us to
evolve.
no one else can evolve for you, okay? And Crowley had a mission. Okay, it was obvious, at least in his own mind, and in the minds of others that are familiar with his work and the trajectory of his influence. He had a mission, and it concerned the awakening of human consciousness, and the next step that we're all taking.
His first mission, I think, his great work, was two parts. First of all, himself, person, because and then not separating himself from anybody else and making that great work be his bringing his own personal evolution to everybody.
Right. But first and foremost, he worked on himself and how his advancement, his evolution, his awakening, his initiation could then influence the world's initiation into like a new era of consciousness. But anyway, he wrote a little tiny book. Class A, is it Class A, dear, or is it?
I will.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm prepared to read. It's like 2.5 pages.
It's his mission.
It's 2.5 pages. Don't worry.
And then we'll.
We should go say Will first.
Yes. So, go ahead, knock.
Do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law.
What is thy will?
It's my will to eat and drink,
To what end?
that my body may be fortified thereby,
To what end?
that I may accomplish the great work.
Love is the law, love under will.
Fall 2. Don't get so scared, honey.
Well,
It's all right.
I'm sure they heard it louder than.
Oh, don't get so scared, honeys.
Say that to them. Here,
No. I hope I just did. Anyway, we say will before we eat because we don't even want that to go to waste. We should be able to use what we eat. And it's hard to lie to yourself when you say you're trying to fortify yourself if you're eating corn chips and Cheetos. I mean, anyway. We don't eat Cheetos anymore, but we do have organic corn chips occasionally. But I mean, it helps. Besides, I was raised Catholic, and we always said grace before we ate, so it's habitual. But it's still a good practice to know where whatever you're doing, not just eating, whatever you're doing is for the great work.
And that's part of your mission too. So Crowley calls this number 10 because it's Malkuth. We're all at the step 1. We've all got the at the threshold of our mission too. So
And we might all be on Earth.
and we're
Partially, anyway. Some of us are only partially. Okay, you're going to show it, and I'm going to read this. Can I read this now?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm reading from the synopsis of each book in the Holy Books. Liber 10, Liber Porta Lucis. This book is an account of the sending forth of the Master by the AA and an explanation of his mission. This book is called The Gate of Light. It explains how those who have attained initiation, taking pity upon the darkness and minuteness of the earth, send forth a messenger to men. The message follows. It is an appeal to those who, being developed beyond the average of their fellows, see fit to take up the great work. This work is then described in general terms with a few hints of its conditions. 10, Porta Lucis, the Gate of Light, is one of the titles of Malkuth, whose number is 10. This is... Am I going to start now?
Mm-hmm.
This is AA publication, Class A. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Shall I begin?
Yes.
I behold a small dark orb, wheeling in an abyss of infinite space. It is minute among a myriad vast ones, dark amid a myriad bright ones. I, who comprehend in myself all the vast and the minute, all the bright and the dark, have mitigated the brilliance of mine unutterable splendor, sending forth V as a ray of my light, as a messenger unto that small dark orb. Then V taketh up the word and saith, Men and women of the earth, To you am I come, from the ages, beyond the ages, from the space beyond your vision. And I bring to you these words. But they heard him not, for they were not ready to receive them. But certain men heard and understood, and through them shall this knowledge be made known. The least therefore of them, the servant of them all, writeth this book. He writeth for them that are ready. Thus is it known if one be ready, if he be endowed with certain gifts, if he be fitted by birth or by wealth or by intelligence or by some other manifest sign, and the servants of the Master by his insight shall judge of these. This knowledge is not for all men. Few indeed are called, but of these few many are chosen. This is the nature of the work. First, there are many and diverse conditions of life upon this earth. In all of these is some seed of sorrow. Who can escape from sickness and from old age and from death? We are come to save our fellows from these things. For there is a life intense with knowledge and extreme bliss, which is untouched by any of them. To this life we attain even here and now. The adepts, the servants of VVVVV, have attained thereunto. It is impossible to tell you of the splendors of that to which they have attained. Little by little, as your eyes grow stronger, will we unveil to you the ineffable glory of the path of the adepts and its nameless goal. Even as a man ascending a steep mountain is lost to sight of his friends in the valley, so must the adept seem. They shall say, he is lost in the clouds, but he shall rejoice in the sunlight above them and come to the eternal snows. Or as a scholar may learn some secret language of the ancients, his friends shall say, look, he pretends to read this book, but it is unintelligible, it is nonsense. Yet he delights in the Odyssey, while they read vain and vulgar things. We shall bring you to absolute truth, absolute light, absolute bliss. Many adepts throughout the ages have sought to do this, but their words have been perverted by their successors. And again, the veil has fallen upon the Holy of Holies. To you who yet wander in the court of the profane, we cannot reveal all, but you will easily understand that the religions of the world are but symbols and veils of the absolute truth. So also are the philosophies. To the adept, seeing all these things from above, there seems nothing to choose between Buddha and Mohammed, between atheism and theism. The many change and pass, the one remains. Even as wood and coal and iron burn up together in one great flame, if only that furnace be of transcendent heat, so in the alembic of this spiritual alchemy, if only the zealoter blow sufficiently upon his furnace, all the systems of earth are consumed in the one knowledge. Nevertheless, as a fire cannot be started with iron alone, in the beginning one system may be suited for one seeker, another for another. We, therefore, who are without the chains of ignorance, look closely into the heart of the seeker and lead him by the path which is best suited to his nature, unto the ultimate end of all things, the supreme realization, the life which abideth in light, yea, the life which abideth in light.
Wow. Thank you, dear. Do you have anything to top that?
No, and I don't think I should make any comments on it.
Okay.
I'm seeming a bit elitist, and I feel like maybe the flying saucer people wouldn't take me up if I asked.
Well, okay. That should do it for today.
What? No, no, no.
What, the flying saucer? Want me to comment on the flying?
No, that's not going to be all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I apologize then.
Okay.
He's not talking because I'm here. What if I'm quiet?
I'll talk tomorrow. we can talk tomorrow. Okay, until tomorrow. Oh, actually, on the 15th, I celebrated, or at least observed, the 48th anniversary of my Minerval initiation into the OTO. And we've been discussing the
Oh my God.
48 years. And you've been in 47 years.
and a half.
Yeah. And that's a long time. That's more years, and we've spent more years in our lives in the OTO than we haven't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, easy. But anyway, and we were sort of lamenting the fact that the world situation, what with the pandemic and the
Economic downturns
economic downturns
and climate emergencies.
has forced us to make, or the OTO to make certain changes that it makes us sad that we can't gather together with the same zeal that we did once before, and so we're figuring out how best
In the middle of a climate crisis and social injustice and economic downturn and political stupidity that the OTO can mutate in order to be more relevant.
and to be a force for human evolution, which is
Kind of like the mission statement is.
yeah, like the mission statement. But anyway, that's been the topic of conversation today, because we love the OTO. It was part of our lives for so many years, and but we always considered that the OTO was each individual of the OTO, and to paraphrase Kennedy, it's not like ask not what the OTO can give to you, but what you can give to the evolution of the planet.
Oh, and when we did initiations, every new member, we would always say immediately, now you're the OTO, or what are we going to do this year?
Yeah. So, but anyway, and it seemed like a thelemic way to look at things, if you can label it that way. But anyway, we still have hope, and we have to, because we're old farts. Oh, well, anyway,
It's not too late for anything.
we'll leave you with that. It's not too late.
I have it taped to the door in here.
It's right up on our wall here. Until tomorrow, when we can talk alone. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law.
Love is the law, love under will.